How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you guys have, you guys know what to do. And let's get into the episode. So, we've been setting up our train network, and we finally got the plastic rubber one working, and I hooked everything up so now that we have actual plastic and rubber being delivered to the central storage facility over there. However, it is time to start working towards phase 3, and in order to get phase 3 complete, we need more ingots, more capacity for everything. So we're going to be setting up a train today, hopefully getting everything working, hopefully plumbed up, as the distance isn't too far from there to here. Obviously, this isn't going to be the only ingot train we have, it's just the current one that will be going back and forth between these two locations. Now, yes, I could just run a belt of stuff. I could just very well have a T4 belt going that way and a T4 belt. Well, actually, it would just be literally one direction. It would just be belt going that way and stuff. However, I want to do a train, particularly just because I can have this train have multiple stops. So it's likely, because it is such a short distance, that I can have the capacity of a single train support. Okay, game. I can likely have it support between 1, 2, maybe 3 factories, I guess, depending on what the overall capacity is. Cat, why do you want out of my room right now? You just want it in here. Cats are the worst. They want in and out. Oh, little pesky bugger. I'm in the middle of a video, buddy. Whatever. Anyway. So we need to connect the train line from over there to over here, and we also need to set this guy up properly, because this is where the ingots are going to go. Plus, with having the train, is we can route it to A, multiple locations, and B, I think it's going to be better than having a permanent run of ingots there. That's just me. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have one car for iron, one for copper, and then one for steel ingots. And then this facility is only going to be able to be scaled so far. Potentially we could scale it further this way. Because I know we looked at expanding it a little bit over here. So we could end up doubling the distance in that direction if we really wanted to. Or at the very least, scale it up. I think we have planned enough capacity here for all of the ore at max mining and max production of it. But I can't honestly remember. It's been a while. I'll have to look back and see if I have any notes for this building. But anyway, so to get it started, we have to do a few things. So I know we have this guy here, and it's doing its thing. I'm thinking what we're going to have to end up doing is tearing this all apart. Figure out how many lines of this we were doing. Build a balancer for it. One of the very few locations that I think we're going to actually have one. And the sole reason of that is because we need it to be able to equally pull from these so that it can go into the 2 locations it needs to go. So the train and then outbound that way. And so then we can either have it do the current route, which there is some ingots going there, but what I'm thinking is we can probably get rid of that if we are just utilizing a train to go to the building anyway. The other area that ingots are flowing is to that building, which again, we can also change and put on the same route as this train. So we could likely have this train go from here to there, and then come back here to load up. So that could be something we do. Which I think is fine, in all honesty. But we do need to grab rubber for the train cars, and then figure out where the actual train portion is going to connect to the rail. Because we can either connect it following this path, or we could have it connect something like over there or over there. Really doesn't matter where we have it end up connecting. It just needs to connect to the train lines somewhere. Of course, our tractors here, or not tractors, our trucks, will likely become obsolete due to a train being implemented, which will just have vastly more capacity than these guys will have. Oh, crap. Ow. We also need to work on better fuel, because this current fuel that we have is terrible. Okay. Speaking of fuel, in between episodes, I did go ahead and scale up the fuel we have. Let me go down and grab rubber. So I went ahead and connected up all the oil and things, so that way we now have proper power. So if we actually look here, we now have max capacity here, and we are well under what we need. But of course, we are producing significantly more power. We're actually producing about double the power we need. But that's fine, because the oil's infinite. So as long as we stay far enough under that, we should be good. Okay, so we need 2 locomotives and 3 of these. Okay. So they have 32 slot capacity. I wonder what that transfer rate is going to look like once we connect everything up. Because it might be advantageous for us to just have a dedicated iron train then. It could be one thing. I don't know. What would be the better metric here? Because we'd still be limited to 2 output belts from the train itself. Because I believe the depot only has an output of 2 slots. So we'd still be limited to that component of it. Times 3, I guess. Oh, yeah. And then freight cars. 1, 2, 3. Not enough track? What do you mean? I guess we can do, well, we'll leave it like that for now, and then we'll adjust it as needed. Look at that, there is enough track. Wow. Alright. So we have ourselves here what is essentially going to be our train for everything, ingot-wise. But if we do a separate train, because I'm just trying to think for space over there, because we can only fit 3 rail stations. And so we have, because right now we have one going to the oil area, this one can be ingots, and then a third one for just miscellaneous stuff. But likely what we'll end up having is, see, I don't know how honestly we're gonna have it all set up, because these guys, oh, I don't want that. Your train station. Because with timetables, so you can edit them like this, and then so we can do add a station, then we can have settings. So we can either do one load / unload has been completed, or 15 seconds, and then that's either an and or conditions. And we can do load, say like these. 1 load / unload has been completed. I don't know how we're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to look into it, because if we do omni trains such that like this singular train is able to contain, I don't know, 20 items on it, how are we going to get it to kind of process? Because I feel like each train's going to be separate. So we might have to have an Omni station and then have a stacker or something waiting and just repurpose the stations there. That might be what we do instead. So then, you know what? We are just going to make this an iron train, I think, to not have to worry about that as much. As such, we need to manage this. So how much do each of these guys produce? These guys each produce 30 per minute. And we have how many in one line? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20? So then 40 in one line. So then, what, that's 1,200 per? Yeah, 1,200 for each. I could have sworn we had enough for 1,600, because I think that's the max belt capacity. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. Okay, so then if we have 1,200 a minute divided by 480, that's 2.5 Mark IV belt. Okay. Interesting. So then we can actually get rid of this guy entirely, because what I'm thinking we're going to do, and I'll show you it here in a second. Maybe. Alright. So these can all stay the same, because that's fine. And then those can all stay pretty much the same. Well, actually, you know what, we can get rid of this, and that's fine. But this guy and this guy are going to change. Okay. So we said 2.5 lines, right? So then how many... So 16, so the last 4 will not be able to connect. Okay, I guess that's actually probably why I didn't have these guys all connected up. And yes, I did build this, I believe, before I had the floor holes. So that is why the floor holes are not currently in this. Okay. And then from here to here. There. Okay. So... we'll just do something like this. And that's just gonna look like... okay, maybe not that. But it should be able to do... that. Okay. So what that's gonna let us do is move everything down this middle one. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3. This is gonna be a half belt. And then the outside ones will be 2 full belts. And then that middle belt and this middle belt will be able to combine. So we'll have 5 full T4 belts outputting. And that should allow us to have some decent throughput for the train. So I'm not really sure what our throughput's going to look like. We do have to basically gut this whole thing up here. Well, almost. We almost have to get the whole thing. There you go. Almost got away with. Alright. But instead of going through and deleting all that right now on camera, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you kind of my idea for down here. So we know we have this, which does need to go over there, but that actually is going to end up getting deleted. But just temporarily, what we'll do is we'll set up logistics. And so we will do a smart splitter throw it on to the end. So then... let's go middle. Okay. So then the center output is going to be for overflow. And then this side, because it's one full belt, will attach up to one of these. I guess it doesn't really matter where it's going to end up going. I think this is input. Yeah. Okay. Then we'll do left is any. So then now what it's going to do is it's going to prioritize this, filling this guy up. At least it should. Why is this not loading up? Is this guy incorrect? Okay, now I'm just gonna... Oh, it's because of power. Because this guy does not have power. Where is a power pole? I don't think there's power on this floor, actually. There should be power... right there. There we go. There we go. Okay. So then currently... it's not able to calculate a transfer rate, I think, until we have an actual line established. Okay. It said one of these is how much freight car wise? It's 4 by 8, so 32. Yeah. It's 4, 8. So 32. And then, so it can fill one of these cars at a rate of... almost 7, about 7 minutes is what it will take to fill one of these. Assuming from this being empty. Otherwise, this guy will be able to instantly load it. So we'll have a transfer rate currently, assuming we take the 480 per minute, and then the train, whatever the speed ends up being in the distance. But because there's going to be 3 cars full, that increases the amount, which then allows us to have a higher throughput. So we'll have to figure that one out. Yeah. I'm not sure how the signaling is going to work. I forgot. We have to look at the station. I'm not sure how the signaling is going to work if we have multiple trains going to the same station after one another. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to set up a stacker for that. Similar to how you would in Factorio. So we're going to have to figure that one out. I think I'm going to go ahead and continue plugging all these components in off screen. But in the meantime, I am going to go show you guys what we did over at the oil area. Hopefully we can catch the train before it leaves again. Okay, good. It is coming back. So we may or may not be able to catch it. Because I want to show you what we did over there at the oil. Just so that you guys have a general idea of how we set up the batteries. The batteries have pretty much stayed the same. I added a few more. And then the only thing that's really changed at that station was... oh, what was it? The fuel generation. Okay. Good, we were able to catch the train. Because trying to get over the mountains with this fuel is absolutely terrible. It's E in this game to get on that. Yeah, cool. So, our handy dandy little train here, currently, weirdly enough, is not on the right side of the track. I don't know why. Somewhere I must have messed something up. Along with, I'm pretty convinced that I likely will probably have to fix some of the intersections. But I digress. It should be fine for now. One of the other things I need to go through and do is fix all of the connections of all of these segments. So, for instance, all of those lights, none of them are powered. The hypertube that is inside of that, also not connected. So that is something I need to go back through and do. And another thing I need to do on it as well is finish laying down railway, as well as making sure that it's not just a floating rail in the sky. Yeah, it works, but it doesn't look good, you know? Like, I know a lot of people are definitely interested in how things look. Why is my game... Whoa. I don't know why my game is going at 5 frames a second right now. Yes, I do. I know exactly why it is. Because another game is apparently open in the background. That is on me. Whoa. Okay, I really don't know why the game is going... Whoa, okay, there it goes. It's smoothed out. Sweet. I think it's because I accidentally might have opened another game at the same time as Satisfactory, and only now just realized it. However, according to the OBS, we only dropped 200 frames, which was that little stint, so we should be good. We also need to clean this up and make it look nicer. If anybody has any recommendations for fixing that, please let me know, because I don't want to have to try to figure it out by brute forcing it. I mean, I can probably look into it and try to find some other information, but I haven't found any good information. Okay, so we're here. So quite a few things have changed in this side of the world. First thing is, so we know we have this guy, residual oil. Then we have our handy dandy oil tank here, which is what we use to keep pressure into those guys. We went ahead, we overclocked them, and I pulled some somber sloops we had from other parts of the factory. So now what they're able to do is we're able to take in one full pipe, so 300 units of oil, plug it into one of these guys, and the reason it's not fully overclocked is so that way these guys all combined are able to produce, because we only have 3 of them. So this guy is consuming 120 of the oil, this guy's consuming 90, and this guy is consuming the other 90. So then 90 is 180, 180 plus 120 gives us the 300. Bam, we're using all the oil. We did, by the way, unlock the Mark II pipe, so we could actually double this if we want to. We'd have to get more somber sloops and some stuff, or we just have to have more of these. And then we'd also have to overclock that guy, I believe. Actually, I think it's already overclocked as much as we can get out of it. So we'd actually have to get another thing of oil in order to expand this if we want to. However, we are getting a lot of this polymer resin, which isn't great, at least for now, because we're not using it. Because these guys are storage metrics. So this guy isn't full. That guy isn't full, which means this guy is definitely not full. However, it is almost full. So we've almost filled a third. And we've only been playing for a couple more hours than last time, so that's one thing. I also added more fuel storage. This guy currently just goes up, puts it into that one. That one doesn't have any connection yet, but it's because this guy is capped out at how many engines it can support. Actually, I think it can support 3 more of these, but currently we're not needing that power. So whenever we do need to come back over here and do a power overhaul again, or really just expand power, the current line can supply 3 more generators, but because we do have the Mark II, we can basically double our footprint plus 1. So we can add 12, we can add 18 more generators with the Mark II pipe. I'm not sure how we're going to design it, if we're just going to go vertical and just do a vertical stack, or if we'll do something else. I'm thinking a vertical stack, just because I don't want to have to keep going that way for things. There's an enemy somewhere over there. And power, we just have these guys, and I expanded a few more. And we'll probably keep adding them, just because as of right now, we are spending the fuel, so we might as well capture the fuel that we are spending. There's no sense in not capturing it. And buys us another 20%, so that, I think, is everything for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys did, you guys know what to do. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, tips, tricks, and anything else under the sun, leave that down below. With that, I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and peace out.